catch peace side. Big thing I go on Lucamo's family. Them say politics dance later on. So, that I go on, babe. Yeah, man, the whole road. You see? So, General, I give you the information. The MP. So, you get it from early, yes, big one. So, we get the early session. This family is still organizing. So, a proper parade thing. Tables and chairs involved. Yes, Shifa.
Following the current administration formal directives. In this country can never again be denied a place in a secondary school. And you'll remember that it was the government that I led, which was a pioneer, that provided every child in Form 4 of a secondary school with a laptop. You remember that I said that the face of education was changing, that teachers of today will not be the teachers of tomorrow, and we have to be prepared. When I urged that investment, I did not know that AI would dominate our lives the way it is now dominating our lives. And I fear, like you, that the teachers that we know today may well become obsolete as AI takes over the task of educating our children. What drama, what changes will occur? I will not be around. I will be long gone. But then I will ask you to remember me in memory. And perhaps then you remember tonight and what I said to you. You were the poor, the destitute, the forlorn, the forgotten. No one ever cared about you until the St. Lucia Labour Party was elected to office. You remember well. You remember well the little gestures. The government that I led made sure that the family of every child admitted to a secondary school in this country got a little token amount of $500 to help them with their school expenses. I said a while ago, we pioneered housing repair program for the elderly, the forlorn, the distressed, the poor, the vulnerable. I told you about the introduction of the program of free medication for persons suffering with diabetes and hypertension, as we started to pave the way for universal health care. And you know, this remains to me such a major policy plank that never a day passes when I hope and pray that this Labour government will move far more quickly in introducing universal health care, so that once and for all, we will not allow us and beg other countries to provide them with health care. We must bring an end to the humiliation and embarrassment of our people as they go up and down to other countries to ask them to sponsor them, to pay for them, and to give them health care that they cannot get in their own country. I told you tonight is not a night to speak about my legacy. That's a different address altogether. Because these days, they're all over television. They're asking all kind of Tom, Dick, and Harry about the legacy of Kenny Anthony. What is the legacy of Kenny Anthony? Yes. And I remind you that we are the ones who ensured the design and commencement of the OKEU hospital that exists today. And of course too, many of you will remember that it was a Labour government led by me that introduced steps to provide a modicum of income to the poor and to the marginalized. And you remember, every time the United Workers' Party came into office, STEP was their first target. STEP was the first program that they abolished. And I have tried repeatedly to explain to them that we inherited a country in which significant numbers of our people never had the opportunity for secondary education, never had the opportunity, that many of them could not have afforded secondary education. And we had a responsibility to ensure that there was fairness in this society, that there was peace, there was tranquility, and we needed to make sure that everyone, despite their status in life, had an opportunity to benefit from the policies of the government of the day, so that we can have social peace, participation, and our people would be able to join and participate in this economy. I even forgot, it was a government that I led that gave our young people modern sporting infrastructure. Like you, I lament what has happened to what is now St. Jude Hospital. I pray that the hospital under construction will be completed soon. And I can only hope that the sporting community will be given the George Odlum Stadium once again, and that is done quickly. And I honor, respect, and applaud the fact that this Labour government under Philip J. Pierre is continuing most of the programs initiated by the administrations which I led over 3 terms. And it is great credit to him that he is also adding to the programs which have been inherited. I know that there have been occasions when I have disappointed some of you. Still, despite your disappointments, you have believed in me, trusted me, because you know who I am. I know you were disappointed when I chose not to join the cabinet after the last general election. And I owe you an explanation, because we have not spoken about it. I will give you that explanation. And I hope after you have heard my explanation, you will understand that there are still politicians in this country who can think about the country as a whole, who can think about St. Lucia, and who could put aside their own emotional wants and desires, and who can put their country first.